Hello, everybody. So we're going to get started sitting on a cushion or a prop this morning just to elevate your hips a little and make it more comfortable. And take a few moments just to settle in, sitting in an easy cross-legged position or with your legs out in front or maybe to the side if that feels more comfortable for you today. And begin to tune yourself to the here and now. And let's take a few moments just to check in with our breath. So resting your hands somewhere on your legs. Just allowing the shoulders to soften and the gaze as well. So maybe allowing the gaze to settle just a few feet in front of you. And take a few nice deep inhales and exhales. And when you breathe in, really start to connect with that diaphragmatic breathing where when we inhale, we feel the belly rise. And when we exhale, we feel everything soften in towards us. And this way we begin to move from that excited state into a more state of rest and digest. Obviously, as we're doing yoga poses, our breath will help us meet the demands of the yoga pose. But in general, we always want to come back to that deep diaphragmatic breathing. Let's take one more inhale and a full exhale. Let's slowly take the right ear towards the right shoulder. It'll be the opposite to me. So you feel a gentle stretch down through the left side of the neck and let the left shoulder kind of feel heavy. Even maybe drop the hand down and feel it, the arm reach away just a little. Take one more inhale. Exhale, come back to center and then go over to the other side. And again, allowing the weight of the head to bring the left ear towards the left shoulder. We don't have to force it, and maybe stretch the right arm away a little or let it hang down just to see if that changes the stretching sensation in that area. Good. Take one more inhale. Exhale, come back to center. Let's drop the chin in towards the chest. Feel a little stretch through the back of the neck. Big breath in. Exhale, lift the chin just gently up. And then slowly come back to center. Now, if you'd like to, you can repeat that sequence, or you might even just gently like to take your chin, your head in a few circles. And this is very gently going around one direction and then back in the other direction. Just a few circles with the head, and then slowly come back to center. And we're going to do a little twisting, a little seated warm up before we move into some other stretches. So let's sit up nice and tall, breath in. And as you exhale, twist to the side and turn both palms to face out to the side of the room. And then we're going to lift the arms up and over. Inhale and exhale, bring them down to the other side and turn the palms out to the other side. And you can add a little twist by looking over your right shoulder when you come to the right. Inhale the arms up. Exhale them over and twist around, palms facing out, and look over your left shoulder. Inhale up and over. Let's go a couple more times to each side, and I'll let you move at your own pace. You might like to kind of keep it a little bit more flowing, or you might like to pause in the twist. As we come over, we're looking for this nice rotation. Try to keep the hips fairly square and feel the rotation through the waist. One more time to each side. And then slowly bring the hands back to center and let them come down and rest on the legs. Now we're going to go through a seated cat-cow, which we've done before, but I want you to think about the upper back being a little bit more involved as we warm up, rather than maybe curving too deeply back. So take your time with this and kind of feel it through. We're going to inhale to prepare. Exhale, round the upper back, reach the arms forward and drop the chin in towards the chest. Inhale, lift up, squeeze the elbows into your waist, squeeze the shoulder blades together behind you and look up. Exhale, round, focusing a little bit more in the upper back this time. Inhale, lift up, squeeze everything back behind you. Exhale, round. A couple more times. Again, not forcing anything, just kind of warming up, kind of tuning in with the back. Inhale up. Exhale, back to center, and let everything just soften and pause for a moment. Nice. So we're going to stretch our legs out in front of us now. And this is where you'll need another prop. And really, this is just in case your hamstrings are a little bit tight. What we're going to do is place the towel behind the back of the knees. So we're going to focus on our feet for a moment, and you can rest the hands by the side of the hips for a little bit of support. And we're just going to start tuning in with the feet by maybe doing some circles around. And you might hear a few creaks and pops. And then we're going to come back with our feet in the other direction. Good. Just kind of warming them up, kind of getting a sense for how they're feeling. We're giving a little bit of extra attention to our feet that work very hard for us. So now we're going to focus on trying to maybe bring the feet a little closer and imagine you're trying to turn the outer edge of the foot in towards each other. So we're really flexing the ankles in and then go the upper way. Try to turn your arches out. You could even flare your toes a little bit if you like. Repeat that one more time each way, turning the arches towards each other. Imagine you're trying to curve the feet in and then go back the other way, trying to turn those feet out. Good. And then stretch the right foot away and draw the left toes in towards you. And then switch the other way. Draw the right toes in, push the left foot away. One more time each way. Good. And then draw both toes in towards you. Lift up, reach the arms up overhead. Nice, strong pose here. Again, not hugging the shoulders, but keeping them down. And then begin to fold forward from the hips. Now, we haven't really warmed up that much yet, so don't worry too much about how far you reach. Just bring the hands down into this first version of Paschimottanasana, which is a great opener for the back of the legs. Lift the heart center, and then see if you can think of folding the tummy towards the thighs. But this is, again, we're not going too deep into the hamstring stretch here. We're just beginning to open up the back of the body. Lift the heart center. One breath in, and then slowly come all the way up. Bend the feet in, take the towel out to the side. Sit back on the hands and take the feet wide, and just begin to slowly roll the hips over and the knees over to the right, and then over to the left. One more time. Just kind of warming up the hips a little bit now. One more time to each side, and then come all the way to the right. And you can stay on the cushion if this helps. And we're just going to do a little gentle twist here over to the right, sitting up nice and tall and looking out over the right shoulder. Take a couple of breaths here, and then slowly begin to rotate. Roll the hips over to the other side and try the other side. Coming around, looking over your left. Couple of breaths. Good. And then come all the way back to center. And then bring the soles of the feet together, sit up nice and tall, and come into this first version of butterfly pose. So really, we don't want to think about pushing the knees down too much here. You want to think of the opening as happening deep in the hip, in the groin. So try to almost like soften the knees and think of the deep, really try to visualize the deep hips opening. Inhale, and if you'd like to, the next option is to fold slowly towards your feet. But again, without rounding the back too much. And you can use the hands on the feet. You can hold on to the toes. You can wrap your 2 index fingers around the big toe. And always move a little further with each exhale. So inhale, lengthen the crown of the head. Exhale, fold. Take one more breath in. And exhale, come back to center. Let's bring the knees in and roll around now. And we're going to come to tabletop. If you'd like the cushion under the knees for some padding, that's always an option. I'm just going to put it to one side for a moment. Bring the hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Tap the top of the feet on the floor. And then let's do a couple of rounds of cat-cow. Inhaling and then exhaling into cat. Inhaling into cow. And see if you can really feel the pelvis moving at this time. So we want to think of the pelvis is going through a range of motion. It's going to really help the hips. Inhale when you look up. Feel the pelvis tilt forward. Exhale when you round. and feel the pelvis tilt back. One more time each way. And exhale into cat. And then sit back. Let's come to a child's pose for a moment. Just taking the knees wide, bringing the toes together underneath you and stretching the arms out along the mat. From here, begin to walk the hands over to the right hand side of the mat, about a shoulder width apart. Press the hands into the floor actively and then draw the hips away. So we're getting a deep stretch through the left side of the body. And keep the head kind of framed by the upper arms. Take a nice big deep breath in. And as you exhale, allow everything to soften closer to the floor. Your head might rest gently on the floor here. Good. Take one more breath in. And as you exhale, slowly lift up. We're not going to come all the way up. We're going to walk the hands over to the other side of the mat, over to the left. Press those hands actively into the floor and begin the process on the second side, drawing the hip away, almost trying to glue the hands to the floor and then drawing the hips back. You might even like to creep the fingers forward and then draw the hands and the hips back, and just feel a deep stretch through the right side. Take a nice big breath in, feel those lungs expand. And as you exhale, soften and release a little closer to the ground. Maybe allowing the forehead just to rest softly on the floor. Good. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, slowly lift up, walk the hands back to center and come up to your tabletop. Release the feet, shake them from side to side, and then sit back on the toes. And let's do our foot stretch, making sure those pinky toes aren't getting squashed. We won't come here for too long. Just coming up to kneeling, stretching out all that connective tissue in the foot, the plantar fascia, all the tendons into the toes. Take a nice big breath in. Exhale fully and come forward again. To let the blood flow through the feet, just give them a shake out, maybe tap them again. And let's make our way to downward dog. So we're going to tuck the toes under, lift those hips up and back. And pedal out the feet when you reach downward dog. Lifting those hips up and then slowly bending one ankle as you slowly stretch the opposite ankle away, walking the dog, pedaling the feet. And then let's bring our ankles together and take the toes wide apart. So slightly different stretch for the feet, the hips, ankles. And again, the options here are to lift and lower or pedal the feet. Kind of like a Charlie Chaplin walk. And then step the feet forward and switch into the opposite setup. So toes together, ankles wide apart. And keep breathing deeply. Try not to hold the breath. And you could lift the ankles up and down a couple of times. Good. And then slowly begin to turn the feet back to face the front of the mat. Let's walk one foot at a time up to the top of the mat and come to your forward fold. And hang over the legs here. You can keep a micro bend in the knees. You can sway from side to side. Coming into ragdoll. Let the head feel heavy. And then come to center and begin to roll up the spine, one vertebrae at a time. Slowly, slowly, slowly come all the way up. And then reach the arms up overhead and take a full body stretch. Exhale, bring the hands down to your heart center and just pause for a moment. Feeling a little bit of warmth moving through the body now. And let's work on our chair pose to build a little bit of strength. We're going to sit back into this imaginary chair, keeping the knees back so that we can still see our toes. And then sweep the arms up so they're pointing forward. Again, not hugging the shoulders here. Try to keep them plugged back. Stretch through the fingertips. You can sit further down. And if you feel it in your back, you might just want to lower the hands and come out of the chair a little bit. But squeeze an imaginary block between the thighs. Engage these legs. Press the feet into the floor. Then we're going to lift one ankle up and the second ankle up. And see if you can come up onto your toes. Let's hold for 3, 2, 1. Slowly come down and stand up. And then sweep the hands down to the floor, bending into your forward fold. Inhale, reach up to halfway lift, nice flat back. Exhale, fold into the legs. Hands down, let's step the right foot back and take the left foot back, come to plank. Nice, strong core. Press the floor away actively. Drop the knees, lower your chest and your chin to the floor, and then sweep through, stretching the legs out behind you. Come up into a mini cobra. Good, and then lift up and back. Short child's pose, just to counteract the back bend, and then make your way to downward dog, lifting the hips up and back and pedaling out the feet. Now really think about the upper arms for a moment. They're not just passively kind of supporting you. I want you to imagine squeezing the biceps in towards your ear a little bit while you keep those hands actively pressing into the floor. You can be pedaling out the feet and even roll the top of the foot over to massage the toes into the ground. And even take the feet from side to side. Good. Let's look forward and step the right foot up between the hands and come into our twisted lunge, dropping the left shoulder, rotate through the chest, bringing the heart center to the side, and then reach that right arm up. Squeeze that back left knee, nice strong legs, and then bring that hand down and step the left foot up to meet the right at the top of the mat. Inhale, rise up to halfway lift. Exhale, fold in towards the legs, and then sweep the arms up as you come to standing, taking the arms overhead. Big stretch, inhale. Exhale, hands to heart center. So let's keep moving. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold from the hips, sweeping the hands down. Rise up now. Inhale to your halfway lift, flat back, squeezing the legs to keep them nice and strong. Exhale as you fold in towards the legs. And we're going to step the left foot back and then the right foot into a plank. Strong plank here. Actively press the floor away, draw the tummy button in towards the spine, and then lower your knees, your chest, and your chin, and sweep through. Let's roll up into an upward dog. So here you can keep the knees on the floor, or squeeze the quads, lift everything energetically away. Drop the knees, tuck the toes, lift up, using your core to lift the hips up and back into your downward dog. Pedaling out the feet. Now for a little variation, we're going to take the feet kind of wide apart and roll over onto the right outside edge of the right foot and the arch of the left foot. So you kind of got a funny angle of your hips. And then you're going to roll over the other way onto the outside edge of the left foot and the arch of the right foot. Keep the hips up and back. You can kind of slide into a bit of a plank here and then roll over. Let's do one more time to each side. Taking the ankles to the right and then slowly roll over on the ball of the foot and take the ankles to the left. Slowly make your way back to center. Look forward and step the left foot up between the hands and come into a twist on the second side. So dropping the right shoulder, rotate through the waist. Keep those hips in line. Make sure the left hip doesn't swing out to the side. So even squeeze the hamstring and the glute. Lift the left arm up. Press the floor away with the right hand and squeeze the back right knee. Relax the left shoulder a little bit. Maybe peel it back a tiny bit. Big inhale. Exhale, slowly bring that left hand down. Slide the right foot up the top of the mat. Inhale, rise up halfway. Exhale, fold in towards the legs. Let's sweep the arms up and come back into chair pose. Dropping the hips, lifting the arms up, squeezing an imaginary block between the thighs. Then let's lift up one ankle and a second ankle. Find a point to concentrate on. Squeeze the legs. Feel the feet working. Let's take a 3, a count, 2, 1. Lower the right ankle left and then stand up. Stretch those arms out. Bring them behind you. Interlace the fingers. Press the hands down towards the floor as you look up gently and squeeze the shoulder blades together. Couple of breaths here. Good. Release the hands. Have a little shake out. And let's repeat that, and we're going to add in one more thing to our little sequence. So let's stand at the top of the mat, base of the big toes together, ankles are an inch apart. Let's sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, sink into your chair pose. Fire up those legs. Squeeze an imaginary block with your thighs. Lift up the left ankle, the right. Now, even feel the feet squeezing together a little bit, the arches. Let's hold for 3, 2, 1. Come down, fold in towards the legs, rise up, halfway lift. Exhale, fold in towards the legs, hands down and step the right foot back and the left foot back. So you come to plank, strong plank pose. Drop the knees, chest to chin, roll and sweep the heart center up and into upward dog. And keep the knees on the floor here. Squeeze the quads, lift everything up off the floor. You can roll over the feet or tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back into your downward dog. Pedaling the feet for a moment, breathing nice and deeply. Step the feet a little closer together, sweep the right foot up into a downward dog split, bend the right knee and turn the hips to the side of the room. So you're taking the right foot behind you. Good. Bring the knee down through to the top of the mat and come into your lunge. Drop the left back heel and let's come into warrior two. I'll just turn around so I can see. That's it. Make sure the knee is over the ankle. Arms are parallel with the floor. Good. Now we're going to take the arms up overhead. Inhale and straighten our front leg and squeeze. And exhale, come back into warrior two. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, squeeze that front right quad. Exhale, back into warrior two. Let's reverse warrior. Good, breath in. Exhale into a variation of side angle pose. And then come back to warrior two. I'm just going to turn around. Take your left arm up and over and slowly pivot to the floor. Step back to plank pose. Nice strong core. Exhale, knees, chest, chin to the ground and roll up and then come into an upward dog. You can keep the knees on the floor or lift up. Roll over the feet or drop the knees, tuck the toes and lift your hips up and back, downward dog. Pedaling out the feet and breathing nice and deeply. Step the feet closer together. Let's sweep the left foot up into a downward dog split. Bend the knee and take the foot behind you so you can open the hips to the side, pressing the floor away still actively with the arms. Bring the knee down through, up to the top of the mat. Let's do warrior two on the second side, lifting up, coming into warrior two, the arms parallel, knee over the ankle. Good. And then we're going to lift the arms up and straighten that front leg, squeezing the quad and even pressing this back right foot into the floor. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale up. This version of kind of a variation on triangle. Exhale into warrior two. Let's reverse our warrior, lifting that left arm up and over. And then slowly come into a variation of side angle pose, resting the right arm on the thigh, taking the right arm up and over. Exhale back into warrior two. And then lift this right arm down and over, and then slide the right foot up. Come up to a halfway lift. Exhale into your forward fold. And then come into chair pose one more time. And don't worry, we won't add in the lift this time. Try to make sure that when you look down, you can still see your big toes so that you're really sitting back. And then sweep the arms up. Inhale, exhale, stand up. And have a little shake out. Good, and let's come down to the mat. And we're just going to roll onto our back so we can give our back a little massage. Hugging the knees into the chest, just giving them a gentle squeeze as you rock from side to side. And then placing one hand on each kneecap, do a few small circles first to massage the back of the pelvis and the lower back. Go both ways with your circles. And then take the knees wide and do some butterfly circles, some big circles with the knees out and around, going in both directions. Good. And then bring the knees in, place the feet down. For a little hip stretch, let's cross the right leg over the left, sit up, take hold of the shins, the ankles of the feet, and draw the feet in towards you. Or draw the knees. And you can even just wrap your hands around the knees, squeeze everything in towards you. Take a couple of breaths. Obviously, we're a little squashed here, so it's hard to breathe very deeply. And then release. Place the left foot down and uncross. Let's go straight to the second side. Crossing the left leg over the right. Sit up, take hold of the shins, ankles of the feet. Release the head back to the floor, and you can begin to draw the knees in towards you. You can also wrap the arms around the legs here and squeeze everything in. So they're probably going to feel a little opening across the outside of that left hip. Relax the shoulders, but keep squeezing the knees in towards you. Good. Release that, placing the foot down onto the floor. And then we'll just roll up into a little bridge pose. So getting comfortable on the ground, hands down along the floor. We're going to begin tilting that pelvis back and rolling the spine up off the mat. Walk the heels in a little closer towards you. And exhale, roll everything down. This is just so we can connect with the movement and get a sense for where we're going. Let's repeat one more time and hold when you reach the top. Let's press the floor away, actively really connecting the feet to the floor, the heels especially, and lifting those hips as high as you can. Walk the heels in a little closer towards you and then shimmy from side to side so you can squeeze the shoulder blades underneath you and interlace the fingers so the back of the arm and the back of the hand can press onto the floor to help you get some height. So lift those hips as high as you can and breathe nice and deeply. Now you're welcome to stay here. An option is to walk the feet a little closer together and lift one foot up at a time and press the left foot into the floor. So I've got my right foot lifted, press the left foot, 3, 2, 1. Slowly lower and with control, try to switch straight to the other side without letting those hips drop. Press that right foot strongly into the floor, lift the left leg. Let's press, 3, 2, 1. Slowly lift and lower, and then slide the shoulder blades out from underneath you and roll that spine down as slowly as you can go, one vertebrae at a time. Releasing everything down to the floor. And when you reach the ground, slowly hug the knees in towards you and give a little rock, a massage to the back by rocking from side to side. And then come into happy baby, taking the feet up, wrapping the hands around the inside of the arches. And there are a couple of options here. You can just gently rock from side to side, taking the knees wide. You can pedal the feet a little bit up and down, or you can bring the feet in and out. A nice inversion. This is a flipped squat, if you like. So kind of playing with gravity. You can use your core if you want to roll all the way over to each side. And then slowly bring the feet together. Release the feet down to the floor. And let's squeeze the knees in towards you. Wrap the hands around the shins. Squeeze yourself into the center so you're making yourself into that tiny, tiny ball. And then release everything down to the mat. Letting the feet relax, feel supported. Letting the ankles relax, the feet fall out to the side. Back of the hands on the ground so the fingers and palms can rest. If you need to slightly rearrange the shoulder blades, press the back of the head into the ground so you can lift the shoulder blades up and then place them down comfortably on the floor. And begin to scan down through from the crown of the head, down through the body, releasing every part of the body to the mat, letting go of all those final pieces of tension and feeling the work and the benefits of the physical yoga poses moving through the body. Releasing the back of the shoulders, back of the pelvis, scanning down through the legs to the knees, the shins to the ankles, all the way down through the feet to the toes. And when you reach the toes, squeeze them tightly in, tight, 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 and then let that go. And as you let that go, let the wave of relaxation spread back up through the body, through calf muscles, through the quads and the hamstrings, through the glutes, the back muscles, to the core, through the muscles of the arms, to the back, to the shoulders, down through the wrists, to the palms, and squeeze the fingers into the palms tightly, tightly, and then let that go. And let the hands feel heavy. Let them rest and let the wave of relaxation spread back up through the body now to the upper neck and the back of the head. And let the back of the head feel heavy. And let the relaxation spread through the face, letting the brows, the eyebrows soften and the jaw soften. Let's take a nice deep inhale now, feeling the body energize a little with the breath. And as you exhale, begin to wiggle the fingers and toes. And just bring some movement slowly back to the body. With the next inhale, you might like to reach the arms overhead, take a full body stretch point and flex the toes. And then walk the feet and knees in towards you and slowly roll over onto your right hand side. Pause for a moment, softly opening the eyes, and then press your hands into the floor so you can make your way up to sitting. And let's just come back to sitting in an easy cross-legged position, just like we did at the beginning of this practice. And let's bring our hands together at a heart center in a prayer position, just so that we can seal this practice and come together. In a moment of gratitude, say thanks to yourself for carving out this time. And I'd like to thank you for joining us today. And I wish you a wonderful evening wherever you are.